What is going on, everyone? It is Zach, the Purdue fan here, and listen, today's the day. It is the morning of September 4th. It is currently about 8:50 in the morning where I'm at, and today's the day. Later on this evening, the Purdue Boilermakers will be taking on the Oregon State Beavers, and I will be in attendance. I'm so excited. I'll be doing a vlog for you guys, and expect that video to come out either Sunday or Monday. But yeah, today's video will be a preview and prediction on just this game specifically. Purdue taking on Oregon State at 7 p.m. Local time. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so let's get into the details. So this is Oregon State at Purdue, Purdue being the home team. This game is being played at 7 p.m. Local time, and it will be broadcasted on Fox Sports 1. So if you'd like to tune into this game, that's where you find it. Let's get into some of the key players for the Beavers this year, starting with the quarterback. Sam Neuer, Colorado transfer, will be starting at quarterback. In 2020, he played some significant time for Colorado in 2020. Had a 55% completion percentage, 7 interceptions, 6 touchdowns. Had over 1,000 yards, but just a little bit over 1,000 yards passing. Let's see, does he have any rushing stats? Not much, okay. But Sam Neuer starting at quarterback. Their projected starter, Tristan Gebbia, won't be playing for a little bit due to a hamstring injury he sustained last season and has somehow not recovered. But let's look at the running backs for Oregon State. Jamar Jefferson, who was their leading rusher last year, is no longer on the team. B.J. Baylor, who's the second leading rusher out of the entire running back room, but out of the entire team, he was 4th. He had 27 carries, 124 yards, averaged 4.6 a carry, and had 1 touchdown. I looked at their depth chart. There's not a lot of experience in the running back room. Because they ran with some wide receivers a lot. Says from last season they only have stats from 1 to 3 running backs, and the rest are other positions. So not a lot of experience in the running back room. So maybe that's a little bit of concern for Oregon State. But B.J. Baylor, the featured back you have to watch out for tonight. Go to the receivers. Trevon Bradford and Tyon Lindsay. Also Zariah Beeson. Those are their top 3 receivers. Bradford being the main one. Bradford last year had 239 yards for the season, 24 catches and a touchdown. Lindsay and Beeson had 3 touchdowns apiece. Lindsay had 11 catches, 159 yards. Beeson had 16 catches, 148 yards. So there's some pretty good receivers on the Oregon State team. Move over to the defense. The 2 you have to watch out for, both at the linebacker position, Avery Roberts and Omar Speights. I've heard this Oregon State defense has looked good in camp, but according to some of their sports writers in the area, the area that Oregon State's in, it's quite a concern, and the writers believe it's somewhat of a weak point of their team. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But Avery Roberts and Omar Speights. Let's take a look at their depth chart. I have it pulled up on my phone, so if you see me looking away, that's what I'm doing. Take a look at. It looks like, according to their depth chart, they play a 3-4. All they have is, for the defensive line, they have a defensive end, defensive tackle, and defensive end. Then they go, 4 linebackers. So they run a 3-4, which personally I don't think that's the best scheme. I think a 4-3 is better. So they're going to have to rely on their defensive backs to make some plays. Now, I don't know how good the secondary is, but according to the sports writers and around that area that I've looked at some articles on, they believe that the defense is kind of a concern. But some names from the secondary you have to watch out for. Akil Arnold, who is listed as a backup, was the 3rd leading tackler for Oregon State last season. Jadon Grant at nickel was 5th. Is Nashawn Wright on the team? Hold on. Okay, so he's not on the team. Yeah, Jaden Grant at nickel had 2 interceptions last year and 29 total tackles. So from last year, this Oregon State defense only had 5 interceptions as a team. So that's maybe Purdue can attack in the pass game this game, but they also want to balance it out. There's Oregon State. Oregon State, I believe, was about 2-4 last year, but they had a huge win against Oregon in that in-state rivalry. It's a Power 5 team that over the course of maybe past 3-4 years haven't been very good, towards the bottom of their division in their conference. So if Purdue gets this win, I think it'll be a huge win, over a Power 5 opponent. Not maybe the best Power 5 opponent, but take a look at Purdue. Jack Plummer gets the start at quarterback tonight, and presumably he will the rest of the season if he can consistently stay healthy. There we go. So Xander Horvath and King Doru at running back. I expect both of those to split the carries. Horvath potentially, based off of last season, will probably get more, but I expect to see some King Doru and maybe some Jaquez Cross. Running back who's shown some speed and a newcomer to this team. Look at the wide receivers. Obviously, David Bell and Milton Wright, the top 2. TJ Sheffield will not be playing this evening due to a strained Achilles. He had that incident in the offseason where he bit a paramedic after he had alcohol poisoning. From what I've been hearing, if he was healthy, he would be playing. So maybe we're sort of past the legal trouble with biting the paramedic after a 911 call got called on him. I'm looking forward to see Brock Thompson, the Marshall transfer at wide receiver. He's being viewed as somebody who's a newcomer to this Purdue team and is looking to make a huge impact right away. Look at the defense. Obviously, you got to look at George Karlaftis. Hold on a second. And Corey Trice in the secondary as well. This secondary this year really has to step up. They've brought in some transfers. Chris Jefferson from Division II Findlay. They also brought in one from Kentucky. He's supposed to be playing tonight. DeMarcus Mitchell as well, both on the edge, George Karlaftis and DeMarcus Mitchell. Look to see those two guys get to the quarterback as we look to see this new defensive scheme and looking for some aggression on the defensive side of the football. So that may be it for breaking down the teams. Let's get my prediction in for tonight's game. I have Purdue winning by a score of 38-24. I think Purdue's going to put up some good offensive numbers tonight. As I said earlier, I think Oregon State's defense is a little bit of a concern. I'm looking forward to see the defense for Purdue, this new scheme. I hope to see some good quarterback pressure, some coverage in the secondary that's a little bit tighter than we're used to seeing. Yeah, really overall, I'm just excited for tonight's game. I will be in attendance. Like I said earlier, look for a video on it, either Sunday or Monday. And I have Purdue winning 38-24. And I think if Purdue gets this win, I think it's a huge win to kick the season off. It's over a Power 5 opponent. Yet again, they may not be the best Power 5 opponent, and you probably heard me say that about 10 times over the course of this offseason, which me talking about it hasn't been a lot, only a couple videos and a little bit on the D4 Sports College Football Across America show, which if you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend you do. So, yeah, I have Purdue winning 38-24. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. Leave a comment on your thoughts about tonight's game between the Purdue Boilermakers and the Oregon State Beavers. Subscribe and ring that notification bell if you haven't already. And, I hope you all enjoy tonight's game. I will be there. Stay tuned Sunday or Monday for a vlog. And, yeah, that'll do it for me. Boiler up, hammer down, and hail Purdue.